Hi, this is Dr. JMR Chemistry. Today I would like to explain about language of chemistry. చాలా మంది ఫౌండేషన్ ఎందుకు అనే ఒక క్వశ్చన్ వస్తుంది. జనరల్లీ ఫౌండేషన్ కెమిస్ట్రీ plays a major role in higher studies because without foundation course it is very difficult to answer twisted type of questions. So today I would like to begin with the introduction, that is language of chemistry. Naturally, chemistry also contains a language. దానికి సింబల్స్ కానీ లేదంటే కామన్ నేమ్స్ కానీ one type of language is there. Then we'll start with the language of chemistry. Chemistry is a branch of science. Naturally, it deals with the structure, composition, and transformation of matter. So, here naturally matter is made up of small particles. That particles are known as atoms or molecules. So here matter cannot be separated by physical process. So here what is matter? What is matter means anything that occupies space, has a mass, and is perceived by senses is known as matter. Naturally, matter is made up of very small, it is nothing but tiny particles. That small tiny particles is known as atoms or molecules. Here, the term atom was derived from Greek language. Term atomos means the term atom was derived from Greek language, means atomos. Atomos means indivisible, means it cannot further divide it. Atoms may or may not exist independently. According to John Dalton, it cannot further divide it. It cannot further divide it. What is molecule? A group of two or more atoms, whether it is the same or different elements, which can exist independently, they are known as molecules. Suppose you take water, HCl, or a king of chemicals, that is nothing but sulfuric acid, carbon dioxide, or ammonium chloride, ammonium carbonate, anything that occupies space and mass and two or more atoms are combined to form molecules. So here matter is mainly classified into two types. What are they? Pure substance as well as impure substance. What do you mean by pure substance? Pure substance, suppose here I gave one classification. Here, pure substance, suppose for example, sodium piece you take, that is made up of all Na atoms. It's a pure substance. Suppose you take copper piece that is made up of all copper atoms. That is a pure substance. Suppose you take oxygen gas O2. Naturally, it contains all oxygen atoms, OO atoms or O2 atoms. Next, you take nitrogen gas. We can write it as N2. So nitrogen combined with nitrogen to form N2 gas. That is also pure substance. Or you take CaCO3, calcium carbonate. That is also pure substance because it is made up of all CaCO3s. Or you take ammonium chloride. That is also made up of all ammonium chloride molecules. Means a group of similar type of atoms. We can call it as pure substance. Then what about mixture? So different composition. Suppose you take impure substance CaCO3 or you take ferroferric oxide Fe3O4, then it is a mixture. Or you take brass. You take brass. Brass is nothing but copper plus zinc. It is a mixture. Means these are not combining with each other. Just a homogeneous or heterogeneous substance. Then what about element? Element means a group of identical atoms. Similarly, from this pure substance only, I am taking examples. Na. Na is a what? Na is a Na is a element. Then here you take a copper. Copper is also element. Or you take O2 or you take N2. Means it contains all NAs. Or you take it contains all CUs, all O2s, all N2s. A group of identical atoms. Then we can call it as elements. Okay. Compound means CaCO3 you take. Different atoms, calcium, carbon, as well as oxygen, they are combining to form a compound like this. Means two or more atoms are combining to form compound called compound. Here elements again classify into two types. What are they? One is atomic element. We have to say atomic element. What do you mean by atomic element? You take like this sodium piece or you take copper piece. These are atoms. It can exist in the nature independently. That we can call it as atomic element. Then another one is molecular element. What do you mean by molecular element? Molecular element means, so here you take O2, N2, H2, means two atoms are combining to form a molecule. It cannot exist independently in the nature. We can call it as molecular elements. Then here we studied about compounds. Here like this, pure substance are classified into elements and compounds. And here elements are classified into what? Atomic elements, molecular elements. And compounds are classified into two types. Again, what are they? Yes. Here, homogeneous and heterogeneous. Here, if it is similar type, how? Suppose non-metal combine with a non-metal. If they combine with non-metal, naturally you will get a what? A CO2, carbon dioxide. Two non-metals are combining. We have to say what we call non-metal. This we can call it as molecular compound. Molecular, molecular compound. Then here, next one is ionic compound. Next one is ionic compound. What do you mean by ionic compound? Here, two ions are combined to form a compound. So like this, here pure substance divided into elements as well as compounds. Elements are classified into atomic element as well as molecular element. Then here compound is classified into what is this? Here molecular compound as well as ionic compound. Okay. Next, we'll go for definitions. What is pure substance? A homogeneous material that contains only one kind of atoms. Suppose you take, I explained, suppose helium gas, neon gas, or graphite, diamond, gold, copper, sodium. It is made up of one kind of atoms. We can call it as pure substance. Just now we discussed. It is classified into two types, that is element and compound. Then what is element? According to Robert Boyle, here in 1761, here the term atom, so here a group of identical atoms. It is nothing but a group of identical atoms is known as element. So suppose sodium Na is there. How you will going to pronounce this term Na? Na is an atom of an element. You have to tell why. Suppose you take one sodium piece. Naturally, it contains small atoms. That small atom we can call it as sodium atom. This group of sodium atoms is called element. A group of identical atoms. So naturally, according to Anthony Lavoisier, they further classified into what are metals, non-metals, metalloids, and noble gases. Then already we come across that elements are classified into two types. They are atomic elements and molecular elements. What is atomic elements? Just now we discussed, I explained elements that can exist in nature with single atoms. You take copper or you take a helium or you take neon, they exist independently. If it is a molecular compounds, molecular elements, no, it does not exist. Or it does not exist in the form of O. It must be O2 only. Why? I already explained in previous videos, this O is unstable. So that is why O is O combine with each other to form a O2 molecule. You take S8 or P4 or O3 or Cl2 or C60 you take, they combine with each other, then we can call it as molecular elements. Good. Then compounds. What are compounds? When two or more different atoms are combined with a fixed ratio by mass, we can call it as compound. So here they are classified into two types. One is molecular compound and the one is ionic compound. What do you mean by molecular compound? So here already I explained about compound. Here two hydrogens, one oxygen combine in a fixed ratio by mass. So like that. In a fixed ratio, two hydrogens, one oxygen, but not three hydrogens, two oxygens, not like that. Means It contains a definite ratio. You take carbon dioxide, one carbon and two oxygen atoms like this. But two carbons, one oxygen, not like that. Definite ratio. Then molecular compounds. Here two nonmetals, two or more nonmetals are combined to form a compound. Nonmetal, nonmetal. Two or more nonmetals combine to form molecular compounds. But ionic compounds, one or more metals paired with one or more nonmetals like this. One metal, suppose sodium chloride, sodium is a metal, chlorine is a non-metal, magnesium chloride, magnesium is a metal, chlorine is a non, so like that they combine in a fixed ratio, so to form bond between metal and non-metal. So here mixture, just now I explained, two or more different elements, two or more compounds, they combine in variable proportions. You take mixture, the regular terminology also. They combine in different ratios, different compositions. So they combine, we can call it as mixture. This is an impure substance. Naturally, you take air, N2 oxygen, seawater you take. Sometimes salt is very high, very low. Bronze, uniform mixture or not. Smoke. So like this, these are the examples. Anyway, again it is classified into homogeneous, heterogeneous. Here, what do you mean by homogeneous? If substance is having a constant composition. Suppose I will give you a best example. Mirchi powder mixed with bundi, suppose. If it is a uniform composition, homogeneous. If it is not a homogeneous mixture, we can call it as hetero. Means oil and water you take. Oil is upside, water is down. It is not homogeneous, it is heterogeneous. You take sand and water, it cannot mix. Sand is bottom, water is upside. So like this different compositions. They are, if they mix uniformly, suppose you take gold with copper. If they mix uniformly, we can call it as homogeneous. They are not chemically combining, but a homogeneous substance is formed. So like that, they are classified into what you call homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture. I request all the students, all the viewers, so please like, share and subscribe because many viewers they are not subscribing. I request all the viewers, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. So I already uploaded nearly 300 videos. Please watch my videos. These videos are very important for foundation chemistry. Thank you. Please like, share and subscribe. Once again, thank you. Dr. JMR, JMR Chemistry.